Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert following woke controversies. Target is backing down. Target is a major retail operation in the United States. They have been defending, pushing their LGBT-friendly merchandise, especially kids' clothing, but also toys, even dog biscuits, themed for Pride Month, with the CEO saying, well, this is the right thing for society. But now we find out, this just came out today, Target is holding emergency meetings over their LGBT merchandise with their store managers to avoid another Bud Light situation. Some southern locations and others are moving their Pride displays away from their storefronts because in some markets, particularly their conservative markets, they're not interested in this being featured in stores when they go shopping. They're not interested in having it be explained to their kids as to, well, what is this? Why does this look like that? Why are there clothes that look like girls' clothes in the boys' aisles? Well, in fear of turning into the next Bud Light, where they have to buy back unsold merchandise and the brand is absolutely destroyed, Target is kind of waking up and realizing they'd better fix some things, regardless of what the CEO is saying. Let's get into this first article. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate you guys. Some Southern Target stores were forced by the corporation to move LGBT Pride merchandise away from the front of their locations after customer outrage to avoid a Bud Light situation. Many Target locations across the country feature massive June Pride Month displays on an annual basis, with items this year ranging from tuck-friendly bathing suits for transgender people to mugs that say gender fluid. But the retail juggernaut has been criticized by some conservatives for the displays, with children's items particularly irking many customers. A Target insider told Fox News Digital that many locations, mostly in rural areas of the South, have relocated their Pride sections to avoid the kind of backlash Bud Light has received in recent weeks after using a transgender influencer in a promotional campaign. Of course, Dylan Mulvaney. I've been covering that extensively on this channel. Every day there are new updates about disasters that are happening for Anheuser-Busch. Their stock is down since the initial promotion with Dylan Mulvaney by about $16 billion, the value of the company, with almost no end in sight of how bad it's going to get. Additionally, their sales are off and have been off for 6 weeks in a row now. Now it's down 25% of their gross sales nationally. A Target insider said there were emergency calls on Friday, and some managers and district senior directors were told to tamp down the Pride sections immediately. Quote, we were given 36 hours, told to take all of our Pride stuff, the entire section, and move it into a section that's a third of the size, from the front of the store to the back of the store. You can't have anything on mannequins and no large signage, the Target insider said. We call our customers guests. There's outrage on their part. This year, it is just exponentially more than any other year, the Target insider continued. I think given the current situation with Bud Light, the company is terrified of a Bud Light situation. And they should be, because Bud Light sales are down supposedly 25%, but at the same time, they are giving away the beer for free with rebates that cover almost the entire cost, and sometimes more than the entire cost, of buying the beer. Bud Light has been forced to buy beer back from their independent wholesalers, about 400 of them, that haven't sold and are going expired. There's almost no saving the Bud Light brand, and additional brands owned by Anheuser-Busch are also suffering. People are going out of their way not to buy anything from the company that makes Bud Light. Target is playing with fire here, and they're realizing this is no joke. It could really happen to them. The insider, who has worked at Target for almost 2 decades, said Target rarely makes such hasty decisions. They said Friday's call began with roughly 10 minutes on, quote, how to deal with team members' safety because of the amount of backlash the Pride merchandise has generated, noting that Target, Asset Protect, and corporate security teams were present on the call. The call was super quick. It was 15 minutes. The first 10 minutes was about how to keep your team safe and not having to advocate for Target. The last 5 was move this to the back, take down the mannequins, and remove the signage, the insider said, noting that bathing suits have replaced Pride merchandise in front of store displays despite Pride Month not even starting until June 1st. Quote, "It's all under the guise of trying to increase swim sales," the insider said. Everyone was like, thank God, because we're all on the front lines dealing with it. The Target employees are sitting there trying to defend the company when they're being attacked by customers saying, what is this garbage? Why are you doing this? Why are you pushing this? Of course, the employees have no idea. This all comes from the company. Fox News Digital has confirmed rural Target stores in South Carolina, Arkansas, and Georgia are among the locations to move the Pride sections. Most rank-and-file employees were left in the dark, with many not knowing the Pride sections would be moved until they noticed it themselves. Pride merchandise remains prominently displayed at other locations and on the Target website. Target Pride merchandise includes female-style swimsuits that can be used to tuck male genitalia. Some products are also labeled as thoughtfully fit on multiple body types and gender expressions. Pride merchandise also includes onesies and rompers for newborn babies, a variety of adult clothing with slogans such as super queer, party supplies, home decor, multiple books, and a grow at your own pace saucer planner. Bud Light sales have plummeted since backlash to the infamous partnership with transgender activist Dylan Mulvaney continues to haunt the company more than a month since it came to light. The issue began when Mulvaney publicized that the beer company sent packs of Bud Light featuring the influencer's face as a way to celebrate a full year of girlhood. Mulvaney said the cans were their most prized possession on Instagram with a post that featured hashtag Bud Light partner. A video then featured Mulvaney in a bathtub drinking a Bud Light beer as part of the campaign. Some consumers mistakenly thought the cans with Mulvaney's face were being sold to the public. We had no idea what they were doing with these cans at Bud Light. It wasn't presented by anyone other than Dylan Mulvaney, with no explanation from the company, nothing on their social media. We had no idea what was going on, and they were quiet for multiple weeks while people tried to figure out what the hell is Bud Light actually doing here. Bud Light learned an important lesson about wading into the culture wars recently, but partnering with Dylan Mulvaney is nothing compared to what Target is doing. Conservative pundit and author Bethany Mandel tweeted, "Companies are being more careful about this woke marketing because they're seeing that there's backlash to woke advertising from Bud Light, Miller Lite, Adidas, and now Target. It's fine for these companies to want to expand their audience, but they need to think about who their customers are now and how do their customers feel now about what it is that they're pushing." And like with the Dylan Mulvaney situation, if they're going to go ahead and make cans with Dylan Mulvaney's face on it, maybe they want to make it a pink can or something like that, where people don't get a misunderstanding that, no, Dylan Mulvaney is not taking over all the branding for your company. It's just a one-off, one-time special can. But even that, people just didn't like. And of course, people felt disrespected because as soon as people started getting upset about this, there was nothing coming from corporate explaining what was actually going on. All of this LGBT promotion, everything they're doing with Pride Month is all about a social science concept called normalization. Normalization refers to a process that makes something more normal or regular. Most commonly, it's referring to social normalization, the process through which ideas and behaviors that may fall outside social norms come to be regarded as normal. Americans were not born to be consumers. Americans have been trained to be consumers by people like Edward Bernays, the father of public relations, who was actually related to Sigmund Freud. And all of this is covered really well in this free documentary called Century of the Self by British documentarian and journalist Adam Curtis. He also has other documentaries that are fantastic, like Hyper-Normalization and other ones that are very good too. This one's 4 hours, so it'll keep you a while if you want to check it out. I'll make sure I have a link to it in my description below. I highly recommend it, and it'll give you a sense of like, okay, this is what's going on. There's a mission and a goal to normalize certain things in our culture for the benefit of controlling society. That is why it was done with consumerism in America, and that is why they're doing this with all of this new social agenda promotion that we're seeing everywhere nowadays. Things that don't even make sense from a marketing standpoint, like why are you trying to sell things to people that have no interest in them? Why don't you know your customer better? Well, because they're trying to train new behaviors in their customers and to create a sense of normalization throughout the entire country. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. With the Target CEO bragging about how it was the right thing for society to be pushing all of this kinds of merchandise in all of their stores, did you think they'd be backing down like this? Had you heard anything about this other than this? I mean, all I had heard is that they were going to be pushing this and pushing this. I hadn't done a video on it, and I didn't think it was all that compelling until I heard that they were actually backing down and realized, you know what, we're going to actually have to listen to our consumers because we don't want to turn into another Bud Light. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Always love to see your comments. Really appreciate you guys. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications and give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.